This is part 2 of my Sailor Jerry Spiced Rum review, and in this video I'm going to be tasting it and then I'm going to be comparing it to these spiced rums to see whether that is still worth buying. So in part 1 of my Sailor Jerry review, I kind of talked about my kind of history with Sailor Jerry, right from when it launched to mid-2000s through to kind of sort of 2010, 2011. This video is all about the smell and the tasting. Now, just a quick note, I have already shot this video and for some reason it didn't record, so I'm having to do this again. So I've actually smelt it and tasted it for the first time in years, so I know exactly what's coming. But just to kind of do it again for you, the smell on the nose, the only really thing I get, yes, there is a tiny hint of vanilla on there, but the overwhelming smell, and this is going to sound really stupid, but the overwhelming smell is alcohol. It's just not a nice smell. When I will get on to tasting it in a minute and comparing it, but when I smell it against Dead Man's Fingers, what you get off that straight away is those kind of spiced rum, the notes that you kind of expect, the vanillas, the cinnamons, the limes, the ginger, maybe a bit of allspice. You just do not get that at all with Sailor Jerry. Now, what's it like on the taste? Well, pouring a bit in the glass, bit of ice in there. Again, there's no different smells open up. I still get that overriding sort of alcohol there. Maybe a slight hint of vanilla, but all I'm really getting is alcohol, kind of rum. You know, it reminds me of some of the rums that I don't really like. Taste wise, I can't. For me, it's definitely not. It doesn't fit into the spiced rum category for me. Yes, there is a subtle hint in there. I don't really get too much lime. I get the vanilla, just a subtle hint of vanilla. But I don't, this is my issue with this. It was a big surprise with me when I shot the first video, or did this first time around, because I was expecting it. I haven't tried this. I'd forgotten all about it. I haven't had it for at least 5 years or so, and I was still expecting, as it's a spiced rum, I was still expecting to get those kind of big spice notes, and I really don't, and that's my issue. I don't know where it sits, because for me it doesn't sit in the spiced rum category. It certainly doesn't sit in the rum category, because there's so many rums that, you know, for £20, Mount Gay for instance, I would have Mount Gay all day long over something like that. It's Appleton is another one. I just do not know where this Sailor Jerry sits. It's just really not a pleasurable drink to drink. It's £20 a bottle as well. I don't know. Now, when I compare that to a spiced rum that I know I love, and I'm pretty much assuming that most people that like spiced rums are gonna go for this profile in your red legs, and you know, here's another one, Bacardi Spiced. I think that is kind of more your profile. They're the kind of spiced rums that you're kind of, you know, that's what you're going to associate as a spiced rum. On the nose straight away, boom, the vanilla hits you. I get a bit of cinnamon, maybe a bit, I don't actually know what they spice it with, I've completely forgotten, but I think maybe a bit of allspice in there as well. But then you get that lime afterwards, that little citrus burst. And then to drink, it's just so, there's just so much more pleasure drinking that. It's kind of got all those flavours that bounce around in your mouth. Yes, it is slightly weaker. That's a 37.5% rum. Sailor Jerry is a 40% rum. So you're going to get that extra tiny little bit of burn from there. Slightly less sort of sugar content. I've got a funny feeling that Sailor Jerry, when it first launched back in the mid-2000s, was actually 37.5 as well. I don't hold me to that. I cannot find anything on the internet about it, because as I said, they did change the recipe. All the internet history about that has disappeared. It has gone. But for me, I think you're going to be more impressed with something like that. Certainly more easy drinking. And then to compare it to the Bacardi, now Bacardi Spiced is actually 35, so there is a whole sort of 5% ABV difference, so you're definitely not going to get the alcohol burn from that. But again, on the nose, you definitely do get the sort of lime, vanilla, a few other spices going on. And again, it's just more pleasurable to drink. And then price-wise, let's say £20. Yes, that is in a couple of supermarkets. Asda, I know that's just slightly under £20 in Asda. If you're going online, it's going to be about £20. So roughly the same sort of price. Bacardi, I know, is a lot cheaper. I picked that up on offer for, I think it was £15. I think it's between sort of normally £15 and £16. But as I say, yes, it is a bit weaker. But I think you are going to enjoy this much more than you are ever going to do this. If that's been your spiced rum because you think that's what spiced rum should taste like, then I would urge you to try something different and then sort of compare it in your own mind, because I really don't know where that sits. Normally with my spiced rum reviews, I would sort of taste it with Coke, with ginger beer, with this is my favourite one, Schweppes Muscovado, with Ting, stuff like that. But I'm really not going to bother, because for me, that is just, I just don't want to drink it. It's really hard to describe it, but it's just that alcohol sort of burn taste that I get from it. It just really isn't, you know, for me, for my money, I would rather go Dead Man's Fingers. That's my spiced rum of choice as a plain sort of traditional spiced rums. However, that may change in a few weeks, because I've got some crackers here to try. Chairman's Reserve has been on the scene now for quite a few years. I haven't had that for a long time, and I've got this brand new one as well. I'm not even sure how to say that properly. I think it's Diablisi, but I will do some research on that, and that, we'll put it on the close-up there, that is a clementine spiced rum as well, and that smells amazing. And that's what all the fun is about in spiced rum, and where the category is heading. You know, for me, spiced rum is a fun drink. It's all about creating memories. It's all about having a laugh and a giggle and some really tasty drinks. For me, Sailor Jerry just doesn't fit into that.